Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights, featuring the new installment of the Hanukkah song.
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're discussing one of our favorite movies from Adam Sandler,
8 Crazy Nights. This holiday movie takes place during Hanukkah as Davey Stone is forced to do community service with the town's basketball coach, Whitey, to avoid going to jail for his reckless behavior. Reckless.
Yeah, but like crimes. This is crimes, all crimes. Like, should have been in jail a long time ago.
Oh. First and foremost, I have to say, before we even start this podcast, I don't understand all the flack for Adam Sandler. We love Adam Sandler. I loved Adam Sandler before Rascal was ever here. He is a wonderful movie maker, an absolutely funny comedian, a wonderful humanitarian, and a great man. And he gives his friends jobs all the time. Mm-hmm. And in my book, hey, Adam Sandler is awesome.
Right.
Now, that being said, this is also an awesomely hilarious, funny movie. 8 Crazy Nights, made for one crazy movie.
And I remember you first showed me this. You finally bought it many years ago when I was really little and finally got to see it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it did have some pie humor and stuff like that. It wasn't meant for kids, but it was still very hilarious. It's like when you would watch maybe The Simpsons or something, if they made a Christmas special.
Yes, definitely. This movie has become a classic and a favorite, not only for those who celebrate Hanukkah, but those who celebrate just the regular holiday season period.
Right.
It has become necessary part of celebrating Christmas.
Right. Right. And
which is, I know, is not what he expected, but that's what has happened.
And you may have heard of when he does the Hanukkah song.
Oh, I love it.
He did 2 parts at first, and then everyone demanded a third one. So when they did this movie, he went ahead and did a part 3 to the song.
Yes, and all 3 songs are hilarious. But my favorite is the first part.
Right.
So, for those of you who have not seen 8 Crazy Nights, Rascal, tell them a little bit about the plot, please.
Okay. Adam Sandler is voicing, the character looks like him, but it's not him. He's voicing the character, but it's not him. This is guy who lives in the town, and he used to be a basketball player in his youth, and then lots of unfortunate things happened to him in his life, and he just turned into this really better guy, and every year he just makes the town miserable by doing these weird stuff or being reckless or wrecking things. And finally this year just finally decided to put him in jail for good. And then he had his old basketball coach, Whitey, who's this little old man who's also voiced by Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Didn't even know till you told me. He said, that's him too. And he said, oh, he could work with him coaching the basketball team to avoid the sentence.
Right.
And if he doesn't get his act together by the end of the holiday season, he's going to go to jail.
And he ends up living with Whitey and his sister, also voiced by Adam Sandler.
I didn't even know. I was like, wait a minute, that's him too? That actually sounds like a woman. That was like Brad Bird level.
And she says she looks like Elizabeth Taylor in her wigs.
Right. Right. And they always have this thing where Whitey had one larger foot and one smaller foot, and that was usually that was one of the running gags within there, and he never minded, and he always thought that was like part of him. He always found a great use for it, and he had all these things wrong with him, but he never acted differently with people
or complained.
Right. And the tagline is usually ultimate battle between naughty and nice, because Davey was just like the ultimate naughty, and then Whitey was the ultimate nice. So that was where the conflict came in, and living with him and his sister,
Eleanor.
Right? And seeing how they just clash a little bit. Well, not so much as clash, more like he doesn't want to be there, and he just tells them all these rules to the house that he's like, I can't believe I gotta live with you too.
And if you haven't seen the movie, then there's an unfortunate incident where he ends up living with them. We won't reveal. But part of his being with them, besides, as you said, avoiding serving a jail sentence, also opens him up to the possibility of people caring about him, affecting his values, giving him some morals, because I think his name is Davey Stone because he has some big cojones in this movie.
Right.
But it's a hilarious movie, but it's also heartwarming. and it has some wonderful messages in it. And as true to fashion with Adam Sandler, there's a couple of great musical numbers in here as well. It's a great movie. I mean, you do not have to be Jewish or celebrating Hanukkah to love this movie.
Right.
But you can appreciate Hanukkah by watching this movie.
Right. And the humor is really hilarious, whether they have it visually or just in the jokes, or they might make a little reference to other actors or other Jewish actors, and it's hilarious when you see those little puns. And yeah, you can admit it's mean-spirited, but it's like that on purpose because of one of the main characters is, and you see him get better as the movie goes along.
Right.
And the second thing was everyone in that town except for a mother and her son, they were all jerks to Whitey.
They had already labeled.
They just treat him like garbage. They don't treat him with respect. They think he's a freak in the whole movie, and he does nothing but do things for them.
And be kind.
Right. And no matter what they do to him or say about him, and by the end of the movie, when, we won't reveal how, but they, lets them know, like, he's done all this for you guys, and this is how you treat him, and then through this, a certain number that you may know if you watched it, they remember all the things they've done, and then they feel so guilty, because he's done all this stuff for them, and all they do is torture him and treat him like garbage, and they just feel horrible for treating him like this for 30 years in that town.
And they should.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about the two musical numbers. The first number takes place in a mall, and what I thought was absolutely hilarious about it is, you listen to the lyrics, and it's part seriousness and part, jokes, but they've got every product placement you can think of that takes place in this mall.
Right.
And all these mascots and avatars of these different companies make an appearance, which was brilliant.
Like, was this Tiger and Bunny?
And then the second musical number just takes place near the end, and I thought it was hilarious that they're singing this traditional Jewish song, and everybody in the town knows all the lyrics, and they're singing and dancing with him during the song.
Right, in tune.
Just not fair. Bum bitty 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 bum bum. Bum bitty 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 bum. Bum bitty 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 bum bum.
Bitty 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 bum bum. Bitty 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 bum. You don't remember the rest of the lyrics, just that one part. And I'm like, wait a minute, how do you know this song you just came up with on the spot?
But it was wonderful. Well, it's a traditional song, but they all knew it.
Right.
And that was what was so hilarious about it. But he's a genius at taking topics that could be mundane and putting such a different spin on them and making it relevant, making it humorous, but getting that moral point across. He's a genius at it.
Right.
And even in all of his live action movies as well, where the characters are sometimes, extreme, sometimes silly, sometimes appear to be idiots, but by the end of the movie you learn that these characters are not. And they generally have good hearts, and they create a change in everyone around them. And this movie is no different. This animated movie uses the same formula. And true to form, many of his friends make voice actor guest appearances in here as well.
Including Rob Schneider, of course, as the Chinese waiter that appears throughout the movie, and he always talks about him.
He sounds like Khan on King of the Hill.
Yeah.
But I love this movie, and it has become a tradition for us to watch it at the beginning of every December.
Yeah.
We watch this movie, and we laugh like we've never seen it. We enjoy the parts we're supposed to enjoy, the parts that are heartwarming, and it never changes. And thank you, Adam Sandler, for creating this movie.
Right.
And just sharing with us, all of these gifts that you have truly been given.
Right.
In all these different genres and formats.
Right.
Where there's music, live action, animation. You haven't done books yet. Hopefully you will.
Well, maybe.
And we love it. We absolutely love it.
And like I said, this movie is no different. It's just fun. It's just really, really fun to watch everything that happens, and you feel the emotions you're supposed to feel. If you care about the movie, you feel the emotions you're supposed to feel. You love the hilarious parts. You do feel bad when he gets to the parts that, you know, reveal more about the characters, like they get to the segment of movies where you're supposed to feel bad or something. So everything works like a regular movie. If you just get past your disdain for Adam Sandler, I think you'd like it.
So, what I like to say in addition is that I really hope at some point he makes another animated movie. This has been the only one he's made to date, but I really, really, truly hope he makes another animated movie because, again, this was just genius.
Right.
There had never been an animated movie like this made that combined not only Hanukkah, Christmas, holiday celebrations, morals and values, a main character who, to all obvious eyes, looks like to be a jerk and has no redeeming moral fiber or has nothing in him that can be loved. And by the end, you learn not only how he got to this place, but that, you know, unlike everyone is thinking of him with just people or even one person giving love and caring and sticking through the bad times with him, you find out this character is not whom you thought he was.
Right. It's a whole different outlook by the end.
And again, that is just his formula that works every time. So please make another animated movie, Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I don't know what Rascal wants to say, but I'm going to be bold to say it. For those of you who hate Adam Sandler or hate his movies, don't bother commenting in the comments.
Yeah, but to be honest, yeah, because we see so many Adam Sandler haters online. Whenever he comes up with a new movie, there's this immediate groan, like, oh gosh, he's at it again. And this is probably why you don't see many of his movies except for Hotel Transylvania, which people love. Unless he's not in charge of the project and not being a comedic role minus Hotel Transylvania, they seem to not care for his movies. Of course, there are some we don't like or don't care for.
Every other Adam Sandler movie that he has made and been involved in, written, produced with Happy Madison,
Right.
I absolutely love. And his one crack at having a commercial movie, which I thought was brilliant, was The Cobbler. And it was absolutely, absolutely brilliant.
Right.
So, I love Adam Sandler. There's nothing I don't like he doesn't have except that's my boy and that's me guessing how it's going to be.
Right. And also, we really like the movie Pixels. We don't think it was the worst movie he ever made, or an insult to gamers, or insult to the 80s, or even an insult to saying it's the end of his career. We personally really enjoyed the movie and lots of his other work.
But if you have any Adam Sandler hate, don't waste your time in the comments. We will delete those comments.
Right. So, thank you for watching. And check out this movie if you already haven't.
If you have seen it, tell us what you think in the comments below. Tell us what your funniest and favorite moments are.
Okay. I'm Ask Entertainment.
And I'm Mama Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
Flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? My man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Hit her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, give it to you later on in the form of a locket.